All right, so if you guys don't know, late '90s, early 2000s, Arturo Gotti and Mickey Ward, um, man, two of the toughest guys you will ever see in the ring. They had three fights between them two, well, three fights together, and all of them were the same. Just both of them getting punched in the body and the head a lot.
Oh, man, he's swinging in the blue.
So in the blue, that's Arturo Gotti, and in the red is Irish Mickey Ward.
Oof.
And in two of these fights, this one and the last fight we'll watch, the thing that affects two of these fighters, well, Arturo Gotti being one, and Sugar Ray Leonard, they did not fight their fight. They let their opponents get in their head and decided to fight a way that they don't normally fight, and paid for it.
Unfortunately,
that right there would look like a liver shot, turned out to be a low blow.
Oh,
not fun. Not fun.
Nope.
Yeah, that's what we said last time. We're like,
Yeah.
he's all 10 feet tall. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Woohoo. That's one of my favorite combinations in this fight.
Ooh. Hey, I feel like you don't.
And you can only think, like, why doesn't he go down? Like, that hits so much.
He just made him flinch at the end.
Well, the bell rung. The bell rung, and he was about to punch.
Right here.
Yeah.
Oh.
They were supposed to go back to their corner. He was just like, what is happening?
Whoa. He wasn't done with him yet. Oof. So bloody. Oh, he's going down. That's it. Oh, man, that's too many punches. Oh,
Yeah.
And I just told the guys that this referee, man, is like amazing, because most refs probably would have stopped it or at least gave him like a count.
Yeah, he looks like he thought about it a few times.
Let him go on.
Then Gotti gave enough indication that, ooh, yeah.
And that right there was a liver shot that actually was a liver shot.
Oh. You guys were talking about that last time.
Yeah, he looks like he's in pain.
And the commentators are like, he's not going to get back up. Get back up. This is also the fight that you always hear me talk about or reference, because he got hit in the liver and he decided to protect his liver and totally gave up his face. Took all the punches to the face.
Wow.
Just protect the liver.
You're right. Literally keeping his hands down. Wow. I can't believe he came back from that.
Yeah, liver shot, that's a weird one, huh? Because there's nothing you can do when you get hit. Your body shuts down. That's it.
That's it. What you guys missed out on in the last video, Fry asked, what do you do? Or what I tell my fighter. Mm-hmm. And I mean, just hope that they can like have enough heart and will to get back up, because that's a solid liver shot is tough to come back from. Like I caught one. Now it wasn't like it was during sparring inside, so it wasn't like 100% power. But even with it not being like 100%, my brain was only telling my body to stay down, or like, well, I didn't go down, but it just told me stop. All I was thinking is stop. I don't want to go on anymore. It's like I just wanted to break. So that's like the thing about like being tired or getting hit with like a good shot. I can only think about getting knocked down or, whatever it comes within the fight. But you got to fight your brain and tell yourself that you can go on. And unless you're like out, and then you just can't. Gotta bring out the smelling sauce.
Oh man, I can't believe he came back after the liver shot, and then oh man, he faded again. Oh,
teeing off.
Oh man.
Oh,
the will to stand He's amazing on this one.
It's just like, how do you take that many shots? Like, that is crazy to me.
Yeah, these guys are throwing down, man. Oh, my God.
Oh.
Oh, man.
So this is Ward Gotti 1?
Yeah. Like I said, they fought 3 times, and yeah, like I said, all the fights were like this. Only thing is, Gotti decided the last 2 fights to fight the way he likes to fight, which is he's more of a boxer. And
So
he managed to win the second fight. So
wow. All right.
if you get a chance,
As many times as he got punched, he
those.
looked all right at the end.
Yeah.
That's a little surprising. Hold on a second, guys. All right, so I'm about to switch over. Once I figure out how to use this thing again. Okay. All right.
So in that first fight, Ward got Gotti to play his game and stay inside and brawl. That's what he was doing.
Exactly. It's what I find in watching like some of these old fights is that it's a trick that people talk trash about Mayweather about, and that's like basically using the press conferences and stuff to get into your opponent's head.
Oh, antagonize them so they get angry.
Yeah. So like he was talking trash to him, and he was just like, "Man, I'm coming in, like knock you out," and basically standing toe to toe with him, and that's just like Ward's game. You know, he's there, ready to stand and trade. So,
so basically, what you're saying is, your advice for a shorter fighter who would fight me is like to piss me off.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that will be the best thing, because now this is the thing. So you got to know like how to use it, because yes, they can get you to stand there, but if they are not willing to take damage or get to the inside, then it's not going to really help them. You know what I mean? So not only do they need to like get you to stand toe to toe with them, but they also need you to swing a lot heavier. You know what I mean? So it's easy for them to read your punches.
Yeah.
And then that can help them get to the inside, and also make it easier for them to avoid taking damage, right? Because if they just stand in a pocket with you, but they're not moving in, then they're just going to still take damage. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
All right. So now we're going into Thomas Hearns, Roberto Duran.
Okay, so now before we get to this last fight, which you're going to see Roberto Duran again, he's an inside fighter, and in this fight, he was not able to get to the inside, or you'll see from time to time that he wasn't able to take advantage of it. And now this is basically watching fight footage and learning your opponent's like tactics, and then taking advantage of them by not letting them be able to work them. So Thomas Hearns, which is the guy in the other corner, takes advantage of not letting him get where he needs to get to in the inside, and then also keeping him out, and then made him pay for it. So it's pretty serious.
Are they fighting outdoors?
Yeah.
Dude, that's awesome. You know,
There's like a bunch of fights back in the day outside.
I always thought about these things like, man, imagine being the event coordinator for one of these events and like praying for no rain. Like that's got to be the stressful thing.
It rained though. I can't remember which fight, but it rained at a fight. But they had like covered at the top, like covered the ring.
Wow.
And then like people were in the stands with them like ponchos on.
Wow.
But you gotta think, it's like, I mean, you know, you watch it, people watch it in the rain in soccer and football and, you know, baseball, other sports. So why not watch people get punched?
There was a MMA events that used to be in the rain. Man, I wish I could remember what it was called, but they had a cage match in the rain, and everyone was like slipping and sliding all over the place, and it's like for real underground looking. Thomas Hearns was young. Look at that.
Yeah.
So 6'1", I guess 5'7.5".
Wow.
Look at the reach, though.
Yeah, the reach 78. Oh yeah,
wow.
7. Yeah,
That's like
11 reach advantage, 11
yeah.
inch reach advantage. Yeah, that's
Funa has reach against everybody else. Nak was even talking about that. How you got this? You gotta get jabbed 10 times in the face before you can get inside.
And then that was one thing I watched or learned from like Joe Frazier, like watching his fight, like watching him and Ali fight each other. Like their first fight, like Joe took a lot of damage, but when he got to the inside, oh boy, he made it count. You know what I mean? He made it count. And that's like the best worst advice I can give to the shorter fighter. Like you got to be willing to take damage, because the longer you sit out or you try to avoid the damage, I mean, you can't hit them, and eventually they're going to hit you. So it just sucks. So like where Roberto Duran is right now, like he wouldn't be able to hit him from there, and him like lunging in or reaching will give Thomas Hearns the advantage to like come over top a lot easier, or hit him with an uppercut. And then Roberto Duran is losing power while he's like lunging in. So
who's your
favorite
right now?
I can't put a tag on favorite, but so this is my thing. So before I actually say who it is, what I like to do is so I have like my own kind of like game plan, and when I look at fighters, I like to try to look for people that have a similar style that I can like take notes from. So I feel pretty good, but watching fights is like having a coach. So when I watch them, I'm like, oh, I do that, and that happens, you know what I'm saying, from like time to time. So when I see that on the outside, I know what to do when I get back into like sparring or whatever the case may be. But if I had to pick, of course, it's going to be the GOAT, Muhammad Ali.
Oh, what you got for that? Boxer. If you don't have one, that's okay too.
Yeah, I go through phases as well.
Oh
yeah.
Hold on a second.
Right now, Thomas Hearns is my favorite.
That's not the worst one though. Just wait.
Yeah, I mean, especially after starting training, I've been paying more attention to rangy, lanky fighters.
Whoa.
And Thomas Hearns is one of them that I've been watching a lot. Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah, like a mean cross. And if any of you guys watched Martin back in the day, Thomas Hearns is the one that knocked Martin into the wall.
Oh, he's the one that made the big face?
Yeah. Thomas Hearns is that guy. Just in case you guys didn't know.
Dude, what kind of boxing match is this? I've never seen a beatdown like that. Hold on a second. He brought the heat. Holy cow. Look at this. He's like, we ain't done yet, homie. I got 17 seconds. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Whoa.
Yeah, the entire time from the first second, Thomas Hearns owned the center of the ring.
Yeah, that's it.
Whoa. That was serious first round, bro.
Oh, look at this. Look at this right here. He went to the wrong corner.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa.
His coach had to come get him. Hey, man, we back here. We over here.
He doesn't know where he is.
He's like, where we going? Let's get out of here.
Look. Neutral corner. Neutral corner.
Oh. That's brutal.
Really pain.
Well, you guys never said Felix Trinidad, huh?
Nah, yeah. Roy Jones Jr. was probably my favorite one, who made me watch boxing.
You know what? You're right. I feel the same. Roy Jones Jr. I remember watching him box and being like, oh my God, nobody can touch him. Like, he's untouchable. And I remember he only fought out of Pensacola, Florida, something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's where it's from.
Man, I remember him piecing people up. And I remember when he lost, I can't remember against who.
It was against
Hearns? No.
Vern. Yeah.
What was it?
Roy Jones?
Yeah. Who did Roy Jones lose to?
He lost to the person he really couldn't beat was Antonio Tarver.
There it is.
Tarver, yeah.
Tarver. Yes. And I couldn't believe
there.
I couldn't believe Tarver did that to him. I was like, this is crazy.
Like 2 times.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I don't know if you remember, but he went up 2 weight classes.
That's true.
And went to heavyweight and fought Ruiz and won.
Wow, man.
And people thought that he was doing steroids to get all the way to heavyweight and win against the heavyweight fighter. So when you drop back, people were saying that the dropping all the weight to get back down was too much. It took a toll on him.
I mean, I could believe that.
All right, now pay attention. This guy's about to go night.
Hearns is, hold on, I missed that. He just
he's about to go now.
Yeah, he just whooped on him right here. Look at this. Oh man, another beatdown. This is just round 2.
It's one of the meanest knockouts you will see.
Oh man, this is just brutal.
Target practice right now.
Wow. Oh no!
Oh.
One of the meanest crosses you'll see in your life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Damn.
There was no other outcome.
They're gonna show it again, so it's like with a close up. It was like so bad.
No, face first. That has to be worst knockout. Like face first.
2 rounds. No, that's all it took. No, they're not gonna show it again. Hold on. Wow, 2 rounds, bro. That was brutal. Oh.
He took a lot of shots too. That was, yeah.
So he got up. He was like, I'm still good. I'm good. What you in for? I'm good.
Wow.
He's like, man, you went night.
Hey man, that's a tough dude, man. I just stay down there, give me a pillow, give me a blanket. I'm just gonna take a nap for a little while. I'll be all right.
Hearns is known to be heavy-handed.
Wow. That is an understatement, bro. He had bricks in his hand, man. That was crazy. All right, so now we got Sugar Ray Leonard. This is another highlight video, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's another slick fighter I really like to watch. Sugar Ray Leonard.
Yeah.
Now since you know that, this is what I say. Like here, okay, let me give you like a little backstory. Hey, Luke, can you pause real quick?
Yep. Go ahead.
All right, so the best way to explain this fight is if you guys watched Rocky 3 and Clubber Lane.
Yeah.
That was Roberto Duran in this fight. I'm talking about his wife and everything.
Oh wow.
So Sugar Ray came to this fight just angry, and that's what like messed up his whole plan. So if you watch any of Sugar Ray Leonard's fights, he was like, a dancer. He moved around, and he decided to come in here and try to prove a point and brawl with this guy, and that wasn't the best decision on his part. And Roberto Duran made him pay for it. And another thing, Roberto Duran is one of the best inside fighters you can watch. So if you're looking to try to figure out how to stay into the inside or what to do on the inside, he is the person you want to see. You'll see him use like grappling techniques to control the arms and put himself in like positions to where he can throw strikes and it's hard for you to throw strikes or hit him clean. So that's what you'll see in this fight.
Manos de piedra.
Oh, nice.
Hands of stone. I know Spanish.
Look at you. You know like 6 languages, right? All right. So my hair is gonna look like these guys pretty soon.
Yes.
I was gonna tell you, I look like we're in a competition. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
getting pretty serious around here, My wife's letting me do this for maybe another week, I think.
Ooh,
caught him.
Wow.
Man, he was standing on the outside, but like later in the fight, you start seeing him doing that, like just putting his weight on him and leaning on him and like hitting him at the same time. That takes a lot out of a person. This is something I normally do with like Nico, because he was saying how like, you know, he wanted to make sure he can like he didn't feel like his cardio was right after one fight. So I just started really pushing him. So when we would spar, I'll just lean on him and put pressure on him and throw strikes, which you just feel like you're getting smothered. So it's just makes you have a hard time. And that's what he did. So not only did he make him like tired, but he just didn't really give him any space to really throw clean strikes.
Man, I miss seeing Coach Dominico sparring, man. That guy's a beast. And he keeps going, man. He'll train like with everybody, and then he'll just go another hour, him and Jersey Justin or him or Nahom, and then they just beat each other up for another hour after everyone. It's crazy, man.
Yeah. And Nico have a good time when we spar.
Yeah, man. That's the champ.
And another thing too is this is where you gotta have like just like a little knowledge about like grappling, because in this range it's no time to really move. So you just gotta be able to feel when you need to move. It's like feel in this range. So that's why I tell people, like, if you get a chance, you want to do like, you know, jiu-jitsu, judo, like some type of grappling, wrestling, just to give you an idea of it, because it's universal. Like you can't really hold a person, but like I said, if you watch, you can see him use grappling techniques, like where he pins his arms, hooks his arms, and then you have like some time until the referee comes in. But until then, you get to take advantage of it. So if you pin a person's arm and they can't get out, and you just get the well on them.
Most people don't know. My boy Darnell knows how to do jiu-jitsu. Most people don't know, you know. They still got that white belt, but he's skilled, you know what I'm saying? This is a skilled white belt, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to be the undercover guy, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, where you learn that?
Yeah, Darnell he be knowing. These guys are swinging, bro. This is crazy.
So Faraha, if you remember that time when we were like got into that little boxing match close to the bags, this is like similar to what I was doing. I was like just staying in.
Oh yeah.
Just start going to the body.
Oh man,
phone booth.
That's it. See right there, just make them miss, and then make them pay. Make them miss, make them pay.
Oh, wow, look at that footwork.
Furaha has a funny story about the first time he sparred at Beta.
Oh, the home.
No, wait, Darnell, let him tell the story. You got to tell it.
I'm not gonna say anymore. I just knew the story. That was pretty funny.
I don't know if I should say it. I don't know if it's even legal.
You want me to tell the version? You want me to tell my version?
No, I hear from my own mouth.
No, because I can tell you my version, man. Furaha was over there thinking he was big time, and he's like beating up on people in foundations, and the home's like, "Hey, bro, why don't you come over here? Let me show you what's up." And he chopped that tree down, something like that, right?
First of all, that's not true. I was by myself, minding my own business, hitting the pad. Granted, when I saw Nahom passing by, yeah, I threw a hard kick, you know.
Yeah, I threw a hard kick.
Yeah, you know, I had a good kick. I thought I did, so I wanted to show my good kick. So he turned around and looked at it, like, word, all right. He put 10 rounds on the ring, on the climb. So you want to spar? I was like, yeah, sure. We spar for 10 rounds. Let's just say that I wasn't able to walk for a couple of days after that sparring session. Yeah. But it was awesome. It was my first sparring session, and after that, I was totally in love with Muay Thai. I wanted to do it all the time. So even after getting beat up, I was still in.
Yeah. That's usually everyone's first story, right? Like, man, I got beat up, and I was like, I'm hooked.
Yeah, no, he was very gentle, though, because I was super green. I'm still am, but Yeah. It
My
was,
first
it was interesting.
sparring experience was I don't know if it was my first, but when I really found out that I wasn't what I was, I thought I was, Knock used to have this morning session going on, and this is when I learned about timing sparring. Where it's just like, you're working on your timing, there's no power, there's no speed for real. You know what I mean? It's just pretty much like just touch sparring. And I kind of had in my head that I was like Floyd Mayweather with the head movement. So, I was like, I could dodge punches, I'm saying? I'm good, I could block them. And not call for like no more than 20% that day. He was like, all right, no more than 20%. That's it. And when I say I was getting punched in the face so much, I was like, I should not be getting hit right now. This should not be happening with 20%. And that's when I'm like, all right, I gotta figure this out. This is not it.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. These guys, nobody's falling down.
It's crazy.
Nah.
They're just swinging, bro. They're just getting in close and just look at that.
But now you can see like Duran is like showboating. When he's just making them miss because he's punching out of anger. He's just like telegraphing his strikes. And then the commentator started like making fun because like Duran was like the one boxing or messing around at the end.
Wow. What a fight. Man, those guys are swinging. Look at that. He still wants some more. Look at him.
He was cursing them out.
Damn. So I'm guessing.
I don't know why he hated Sugar Ray so much, but yeah, he was.
Look at Don King.
Oh, look at that. Oh, Don King, man, that's terrible, man. I heard there's a story of Mike Tyson whooping on him. Did they say he won? Yep.
Yeah, he won.
All right. So he won that one. Hold up. Oops. All right, so now this is Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray 2. Woo, boy.
Now, as I said in that last fight, Sugar Ray let Duran get into his head before the fight even happened. And he came out and tried to stand toe-to-toe with someone that was a brawler, actually a street fighter. Roberto Duran used to just fight in the street for money, food, as a kid. So a promoter or his promoter or his manager found him and asked him if he wanted to do it legit and not get in trouble anymore. So he was like, okay. So he started fighting, and I want to say like Cuban. So I want to say Cuba. He was like fighting, and then he was like, I'm gonna try to get you up in America because that's where the money is. So he started like knocking people out in America, and they finally set up that fight with him and Sugar Ray, and then he shocked the world. So that was one of those like underdog stories, and he did it by just getting into his head. But in this fight, Sugar Ray didn't let that happen.
Loss? That was his only loss?
That was his first loss.
Wow.
That's why, like I said, that was the underdog thing because like everybody didn't expect Roberto Duran to like win, but he won before the fight even happened.
Wow.
But Sugar Ray was not going for it this time.
Holy crap! 72-1. So his
56 knockouts though.
Bro, his only loss was against Hearns.
Yeah.
At the time.
He retired with 119 fights.
What? Ooh, that's an old school boxers, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Boys built for tough.
Wow. Yeah, man.
And that's not counting the street fights.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Oh my goodness.
And honestly, after that fight, Sugar Ray was contemplating retirement.
Wow. That first L did it to him.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of like beat him bad too, so.
That was a rough fight. You know what? I could see that. Like, man, I went to war with this dude and I lost. That's brutal.
Oh, and then the thing about it too is that The thing is, Sugar Ray came back in and he was like, training hard, and then Duran let that money get to him, so he started slacking on his training. He was living a good life, and he came back. He was like out of shape. It was hard for him to cut weight, so bad. And then you can see Sugar Ray being Sugar Ray. He's boxing, he's moving.
Staying outside, yeah.
I gonna stand toe to toe with him.
Those feints, man. Like it's almost like in the beginning you don't realize it, but then I think the more experience you get, you realize that those feints, they help you set up future shots. I know when I watch you guys, that Monday, Wednesday, that fight team stuff we got in the evening, you see a lot of feints, man. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's or at least what I try to do is not necessarily throw it out in the beginning, because you don't want any of your plans to get caught onto. So you want to land some strikes before you really start to play with the feints. You don't necessarily have to, but like I said, if you want to be more successful, that's what's going to help you out. Because if a person doesn't have anything to fear, there's no point in them freaking out. So if you catch them with a couple punches, then they're more likely to try to dodge those punches. So when you start faking, you'll see what their reaction is to it, and then you can set up the next move.
Oh yeah, he's moving a lot more in this fight. Stay on the outside.
And like I said, he didn't come back with the best shape. So yeah, it was easier to wear him out.
Furaha, what are you doing for working out right now? Because all of us are kind of getting.
Man, it's rough, man. It's rough. I've been doing a lot of shadow boxing, and it's actually, I realize how helpful it is. I mean, I haven't been sparring, so maybe I don't know if it's that helpful, but I can feel especially for my punches, I'm sitting more on my punches, and it's like my hips are guiding my punches more, because I've been focusing a lot on rotation in my shadow boxing. But yeah, I've done a lot of shadow boxing, multiple times a day. But yeah, there's not much workout other than shadow boxing and calisthenics, and try not to eat too much.
I'm eating way too much.
What about you guys?
I'm doing nothing, man. Nothing. I'm dying without jiu-jitsu.
Man.
Again, workout here and there. I started a schedule this week, but so I'm really getting more serious about it. But I was working out before, but it was here and there. But I'm trying to not fall too far off the wagon. So
I've been doing these challenges at home where I challenge the family to different things. So today was a squat challenge. Man, my kids are good at those, man. They can do them forever, man. I can't believe it. But yeah, that's about it. I kind of get my workouts in like that. I just kind of go crazy on one thing, and then that's it. And then tomorrow will be another part of the body where I go crazy.
Can't let everything fall apart, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One exercise at a time.
And I used to swim for cardio, but I can't swim now.
Yeah, that's right. We can't do anything.
Took the pools away.
Yeah.
So Duran's plan is trying to get inside, and it looks like Sugar Ray's just keeping him out and clinching him up.
Won't get up in here.
Yeah, I know, right? I don't know, but he ain't winning the rounds, right? The beginning rounds, it looks like, because Duran's walking him down, but he's landing. Oh, just landed right there pretty good. Oof.
It starts looking more like the second fight, or the first fight, I should say, where they grapple a little more, stay close, but Yeah, here goes. Nice dancing again.
How many times you fought already?
Who?
You, Furaha.
Oh, I've had a kumite, a smoker, a tournament in North Carolina. And my last fight was a beta, and it was I guess an exhibition, called like an exhibition.
Which one? At the decathlon?
Yeah, I did the decathlon. Yeah,
right.
And I had a fight scheduled March 28th. And
that's right.
Through, yeah.
Dang you, Corona.
Damn you, Corona. How dare you?
Which one was your favorite event so far?
So the North Carolina, I think the North Carolina event is where I did the best, but I would say my first fight was my favorite fight so far. Like I popped my cherry, you know?
Yeah. Was it the Kumite?
Yeah, it was the Kumite against Brian Allen.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Brian Allen was supposed to fight too, right?
I think so, yeah.
He's coming up too.
Yeah, he was supposed to fight that TCB event too, yeah. And we went out for drinks afterwards, so that was fun.
Oh, wow, that's cool. Wow, Sugar Ray was 24 in this fight? So young.
Yeah.
Oh. Ooh.
Ooh, man. What?
And get out of there. Man.
That's one thing that doesn't come automatic is when you get hit to hit back. You know? It's like when you get hit, you want to protect yourself first. But you see these guys, they can hit as soon as they get hit, you know?
Yeah.
So that's the way you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Who's
not always the smartest way, though. It's not always the smartest way. I mean, because like now, if you are being hit and then you had to return fire, you gotta think they already have the advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So if you once you like release one of your guards, you know what I mean, now you're just even more open. So you just gotta hope that you get there before they get there. So, but then it's the catch-22. If you sit too long and like wait, you know, you just kind of something's gonna eventually get through anyway. You know, yeah. So
now in boxing, doing all that movement, circling, it's not deducting in boxing as much as it would be in Muay Thai. Because it seems in Muay Thai, they favor more the aggressive fighter compared to boxing.
They do. I would say Muay Thai is more geared towards like damage. So, you know, if you're not really landing anything or even doing anything, then, you know, it's not looking good. So then that will give the edge to the person that's trying to do something. You know, they're moving forward, they're trying to get you or get to you, but, you know, you're not allowing it. Then that will kind of, you know, if it's a close fight, that'll, you know, land them the victory. But the thing about boxing, one of the parts or components of the science is like, you know, being able to like move around and look good.
Get hit and not get hit.
That's it.
You remember your first fight, right now?
That fight was funny. Because so we had a coach, name was Kevin Mongoose.
Oh, the Goose.
And I was like one of the first ones to like weigh in, especially out of our group. I was the first one to weigh in from our group. And while they were in line, he just so happened to be behind my opponent. So as I was walking out, my opponent said, "Good luck." I was like, "Oh man, that's a cool dude," you know. So I said, "All right, good luck to you too." And then we like dapped hands, and then I go out and I start drinking like my Powerade and stuff. Kevin comes up, he was like, "Hey man, so the person that you said something to, that was your opponent, right?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Man, he was like in line, like talking trash to his buddies." I was like, "What?" So I never found out if this was true or not, but I was like, "What?" He was like, "Yeah, man." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So in the locker room, I'm like, I got Notorious B.I.G. warning on repeat. Like, so I'm just playing that repeat. I was like, "Yo, when I get out here, man, I'm trying to knock this dude's block off." So coming out to the fight or get in the fight, I'm like crushing his legs with like low kicks and like knees to the legs. But every opportunity I got to like throw a punch at his head, I was swinging for the fences. And at one point, I swung and missed, and I like ended up like on the ropes. Like I like hung up on the ropes. Like I was like, maybe I should slow down. I should calm down right now. But it was a good experience. Unfortunately, I got too into like game planning for like a fight. I'm not saying the game planning part was the bad part, but it's just the type of game planning. My intentions weren't on the fight anymore. It was on like just trying to look cool and be a crowd pleaser. That I didn't actually focus on the fight. And yeah, the fights weren't the same. So, but I am able to teach the fighters about not focusing on like everyone on the outside. Focus on that person in front of you and your coaches. You know, get those calls that you need, and focus on just fighting your game and not trying to be anyone else but you. You know, like we get caught up trying to be Sanchai and Barkow and some of these other great fighters that it's good to sample them or try to work on things that you see that you like, but don't just try to be them. Be yourself.
What if the mongoose lied to you just to pump you up?
It worked for me. And then the only thing that I disliked about that would be that I was like just swinging wildly, and I was ending up in some bad spots, but it got me the victory because I was trying to crush that dude.
That's so funny. Want to say hi to everybody? Yeah. Okay. You gotta look and say hi. Okay.
Which round is that?
I'm not sure.
It's about to end.
Yeah, it looks like it's about
to. It
to.
should have been like about what, 4? Oh, 4.
After 4.
I got my daughter crawling around me, so interrupting.
Round 5.
It's around 5
yeah,
right
right.
here.
Round 4.
Darnell, I'm not gonna lie. Your video looks like just a big shadow at Aurora Borealis.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was about to say, sorry, Luna, I look like a shadow character. You know what I mean? I haven't been unlocked yet. How about that?
So when was this fight? This is in the 80s, 90s?
1980.
Oh, wow, 1980.
June 20th, I believe.
Got that 80s bush. I feel like I got one right now coming out.
That's right, man. I got a good week or two before my wife makes me cut it. It's gonna get serious.
I see Sugar Ray Leonard circling a lot towards the heavy side or the strong side of Duran. Should you not do that?
I mean, with the distance that he's keeping, he can get away with it.
Ooh. Yeah, he just missed there.
Oh. He's still taking it easy, man. He's moving, a lot of movement, comes in and out.
I know. So with that, and that's like I said earlier, you know, now these guys are about the same height, so it's not like the advantage is not the same as when he fought Hearns, but you can use it the same way. So if you keep yourself at a certain keep yourself at a certain distance, then you can make them pay once they miss, like they lunge in, not gauging the distance right.
So that was a slip. That wasn't even a knockdown. That didn't even count. I was gonna say that looked like a Muay Thai down. Duran getting that Muay Thai in, you know what I'm saying?
You gotta use all your tools, you know.
This is their second fight, right?
Yep.
We just watched the first fight earlier. Professor James is asking. Oh, we need to get Professor James to do one of those old school fights videos with Nak.
Wow, look at that.
Oh, there they go. They're starting to brawl again.
Get him against the ropes. In the corner. Boom.
Like I said, Sugar Ray's like planning this one was to box him, but at the same time, like let him wear himself out because he knew he wasn't in shape.
Just moving.
Yeah, bouncing.
Wow. Look at that. For real, look at that. So funny. You know, it's crazy how in striking you only get 2 or 3 minutes to make it happen. You know, it's like such a short amount of time.
Man, it don't feel short in there.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. Sure.
That bell didn't ring yet?
That's always the thing when we do in-house smokers and kumites. We always try to push it to 3-minute rounds.
Yeah.
Why not? Let's get super tired, super exhausted.
That's it. So, like, just to go back to earlier when we watched the Ward and Gotti fight, like that 3 minutes will feel like eternity. You know what I mean? It's just going back and forth like that for 3 minutes.
They probably didn't know which round it was or what minutes to stop when they told to stop.
Yeah. He just landed a big punch there when he was running in.
So, to everyone that was able to join me at 12, now you can see the importance of footwork. It's a lot of footwork in this fight.
Yeah, that's for sure. Which is crazy compared to their first fight. The first fight, they were
Big
just
difference.
Forehead.
So they would have just lean on him and like punch him.
Yeah.
Like this time.
Yeah.
Oof. And they stay on that distance for a long time. That's surprising that Duran is like you were saying, he's out of shape or something, but
yeah. He ain't had a gas tank to like chase him down or like move in like that.
Yeah, here it did a little bit, but yeah.
The fight is about to come to the end.
No way. Is it about to end? No way. It looks like they're still fresh. I gotta see this. Oh man, I'm about to be surprised. I can feel it. Yeah, because he's walking him down, you know. It looks like that. Yeah, it's a lot of movement.
Yeah, he looks frustrated too, like he's not able to get him.
Yeah.
That's why I say it's getting closer to the end.
Man, you know what's crazy? Before the shutdown, man, we had a whole team that was about to fight. We had, what, 6 guys?
Yeah, we have Brian, Naum, Nico, Dre.
Yeah. Good old Dre.
Who else was fighting? Justin.
Jersey
Jimmy, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
The whole team. Champ shit only.
That's what I was saying. We had a bunch of fights coming up, and then the DC Open was coming up, man.
Oh, yeah.
About to make it happen.
All the trophies and medals.
Man, I'm telling you.
What are they gonna do with the DC Open? Are they gonna no?
They just canceled it, and then they said, "We'll let you guys know." You know.
We're gonna hold on to your money though.
No, they refunded us.
Okay, it's just
no, it's good. It's good. Yeah, they canceled everything, man. I remember they canceled everything except for a couple of tournaments in Brazil, and then that was like the last one that they canceled, the one in Brazil. It was like after the president got corona.
Dang.
Yeah. They're like, all right, I guess we'll cancel the real.
Yeah.
Something
It's at the top, yo. Hit the top first. Yeah, we might as well just not mess around.
Yeah. We'll see, man.
Yeah, Leonard seems like he's toying with him now.
I feel like Leonard's moving a lot, but is he really winning, you think, right now?
Yeah, he's
like picking his shots. There's no like big combinations, but it's just tagging him and moving back, tagging him, staying in his range.
Yeah. He's making him miss a lot.
Yep.
Oh, wow. A lot of dancing.
So now you can, you can get in someone's head outside of the fight, or you can get in the head inside of the fight. And he got into his head inside the fight.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's feeling it now.
Now he's trying to swing. Oh!
And that's what happens when you get in the head, man. You can, like I said, you can make them miss a lot easier because they just start telegraphing. Because the only thing they think is just like punching you in the face as hard as they possibly can.
Oh, man, look at that. Look at that.
And that right there is a prime example of distance control. Like he knows where he needs to be to like hit him. So that's when you know that you can like do things like that by sticking your face out.
Yeah, he's waving him in.
That's got to be so frustrating. Someone to do this to you.
Wow. That's circling. Oh, man. Look at him. Look at that. Professor James is a big time boxing fan. Good to hear. We're gonna have to get you on one of these. We're gonna start calling these nerd sessions. We're like a bunch of boxing nerds and jiu-jitsu nerds. He's got a nerd out.
Round 8.
Oh man, here we go. Still moving.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they say what Professor James just said. He said Sugar Ray won't let Duran cut the ring off. So he's doing a good job circling,
Mm-hmm.
not letting him cut him off. Look at that. He can't do anything. Just chasing him down.
I mean, he had a gas tank to cut him off. Like he's barely moving. It's like I'm just standing in the center and control that. And that's that. I think Sugar Ray got his redemption in the best way.
Yeah. It's like, you're not getting me this time.
No.
Not falling for it.
I feel like he hasn't really been hit. I mean, they've had some good exchanges.
Yeah, I mean, especially after watching the Gotti Ward fight, this looked like completely different, huh? Yeah.
Oof. That was a good one.
Damn.
That was a good one. Oh, all right. Turning it up little by little.
And let's see, now he's keeping his back off the ropes. You're not gonna just lay on me this time.
What should Duran do to be able to close the distance and cut the ring off so he can move around like this?
Well, first he got to have the gas tank. But he's got to like cut him off. Like even when he's like circling, he's only coming like at him. You know, like here he's like, so it's like he's following him opposed to like cutting him off. Like
anticipating where he's gonna be and meet him there.
Yeah, you gotta like make that ring smaller. You know, but if you like kind of like just coming directly at them, then you just kind of give them the room they need to move. Yeah.
Whoa, what was that?
Oh, no mas.
What?
That's it. He quit.
What?
He quit.
No way.
Yeah, it's weird.
As I said, it's the best way to get your redemption. It'll make someone quit.
What? You got that frustrated? No way.
And that's after how many fights?
Yeah, he had like 70 something.
Yeah.
Probably the first time he quit too.
Look at that.
I'm done.
I'm done.
After this fight.
One last one for good measure. And then, yep.
No, that's it. I'm done.
What?
His coach got up there. It was like, man, you better fight.
What? And then what happened after that? They were gonna fight in the ring?
Nah, his coach was like cursing him out. Like, man, fight. What are you quitting for?
What?
Yeah. Man, they were talking about assassinating him in Cuba.
Oh my God.
There's this coach over here in the corner.
Yeah. Did you hear about the soccer player in Colombia who scored an own goal and then he was murdered?
Man.
Oh snap!
Yeah, that was in the 90s in the World Cup.
Crazy fans. Wow, I can't believe that. Wow, TKO. There's 15 seconds left or 16 seconds left in the round. Wow, that's crazy.
Coach Darnell, do you think it was more out of frustration that he was not able to touch him, or was it just he got too much hits and he was like, you know what, I can't take it anymore, I'm done? Or combination?
It was a mixture of the frustration and the preparation. Like I said, he wasn't ready to fight, you know. But all this partying, he had to like, you know, get some money, and at the same time, he wasn't trying to look like a chump, you know, because like Sugar Ray deserved the rematch after the last fight, so he had to do it. Unfortunately for him, he decided to do it, and that made him look bad because he didn't go all the way through.
Yeah, that's kind of like a stain a bit in your career.
Yeah, man.
That's one of those stains like you know, his 70 plus fights. You know what I mean? This is what people know him for. Or like his 119 fights. This is what people remember Roberto Duran about, quitting. That's pretty crazy that like that one blemish will be the thing that haunts you.
Wow. Speaking of quitting, did you hear about Julio Cesar Chavez?
Mm-hmm.
He has a son that boxes now. And I guess his son has quit in the corner at least twice.
Oh yeah, I only saw the last one.
I saw.
I know about the last one. I didn't know.
One of them where he quit in the corner. Julio Cesar Chavez was there, and he was like, "No, don't quit," and he quit. I was like, "Oh, terrible."
Yeah. I seen the one where he told him not to quit.
Oh,
so I don't know. But that right there, that's one of those like super tough ones, man. To have that dad, and you know what I mean. That's some hard boxing boots to follow.
Yeah.
That was tough. Well, like on that, I had a fight that I watched a fight that Chavez should have like lost, like one of his first losses. Mildred Taylor, this guy was like piecing him up. So like Mildred was like his hand speed was like super crazy, and he just like hit him with like 4 shots at a time. But it gets all the way down to the 12th and final round with 10 seconds to go, where Chavez hit him and dropped him and knocked him out.
Wow.
10 seconds to go, and he would have got his first loss. And oh man.
Wow.
Yo, it was so bad. It was so bad. If I get the opportunity, I will go over that one. And it messed up Mildred's like career. Like after that, he was not the same.
Wow.
Not the same.
Maybe we'll watch some of his fights next week. That's because that's all we got for today, dog.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to our fans, Furaha, before we leave?
Oh yeah, definitely. Really appreciate all the support you guys have been given throughout the pandemic. It's a tough time for everyone, but we'll get through this together.
Ooh, Coach D.
Yeah, I second that. Really appreciate all you guys supporting the school, the coaches, staff. And this is why we do it, you know. One, we miss you guys, but we want to also support you all best way possible. And that is to watch people get choked and kicked and punched in the face. So continue to tune in, continue to train with us at 12 o'clock, and look forward to seeing you all again.
Yeah, and we're always taking input. So let us know out there if you want us to change anything, do anything a little different. Any way we can connect with all the students, we're all about it. So thank you guys for tuning in and hanging out with us, watching some fights. So what, today's Wednesday, so tomorrow at 6 p.m. is going to be the Beta Kids breakdown. And then Friday at 6 p.m., we're going to watch some street fights with Coach Hyro. So that'll be a good time. Thank you, Furaha. Thank you, Darnell.
Thank you, sir.
Peace out, everybody.
Peace. Bye.